Hello, once again. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining Conversations with Kim. I'm your host, Kim, and welcome to The Village. We're getting so close to the end of the season, and we have two more episodes left. I do have a major announcement coming that you'll be seeing in a couple of days, but this is going to be awesome. So I don't want to take too much time in preliminaries today because I have an awesome guest and we're going to have a lot of fun. But as always, I do want you to like and share, ask your questions in the comments. Hey, Audrey. So we're going to be talking about making money, and I've made plenty of it doing the auctions. But so let me go ahead and get started. My guest tonight, you've seen her before. She came on because she is a HR professional, but in this episode, she was my business partner, and we were going in just, I don't know, we were auction queens. Let's just say that. So, Village, please help me welcome my former business partner, and maybe doing it again, doing something, we don't know, but Jamie Powers.
Hi again.
Hey, Jamie.
Thanks for having me again.
You're welcome.
Always fun. Always fun.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about auctions and how to make money.
Yes.
And clearly we made our money and then some, and then some, and then some.
Yeah.
We made a lot of money doing auctions. So you were going before, and you kind of turned me on to the whole auction situation. And so let's just talk about the first time I went to the auction and what the registration process looks like. Let's just go ahead and hit that right quick, and then we're going to jump over to something else.
Yeah. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking when you go in and you've never been before, because there's a lot of regulars at an auction, so they're very comfortable. They just walk right in, hi.
Right, but at the front desk, you have to register.
So you go in and you need your license, and you fill out a form. You give them your name, your
driver's license.
Your driver's license, yes.
Right.
And then you get a bidder number. And that's it. Kind of simple process. And then you go start looking around at everything. When you go to an auction, you need to be organized, I would say, because a lot of people, if you don't go in kind of with a plan, you get distracted. And then it comes more about wanting to win everything that you see that you like.
So let's talk about the bidder number. So the bidder number kind of looks something like this.
Yes.
Like, you get a little card that you can kind of wave up, and it has your number on it.
Right.
And if you get there early enough, you can review all the stuff. Hey, Quana, you can review all the stuff that they have before the auction, and you can kind of write down on one side, number 50 or number 2, like I'm interested in that, whatever. Right. So you can kind of do that. But then this also helps you keep track of what you bought. Because say there's 200, 300 items for auction that day, you're going to forget towards the end all the stuff you bid on.
Yes.
So, Jamie, talk to them about, so when they're doing the auction, and let's just say there's a whole table full of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the table, there's like one item that you want.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about how that works. If there's a table full of stuff, how you actually get what you want, or do you end up getting the whole lot, which is the whole table?
Well, so it depends on how the auction is running. Sometimes, like you said, they're selling this item. So if they're selling this item at this time, then you're only bidding on this item.
Mm-hmm.
There's, multiple items that are kind of similar. These are not, but let's just say these were 2 cell phones. Clearly they're not. But if they were 2 cell phones and it's, like a lot of 2 cell phones, then they would say it's high bidder's choice. So there's, let's say, 5 cell phones, and even though you're bidding, they say high bidder's choice. So if you win the bid, let's just say you win at $10. You pick one, you don't get all 5. You get one. You pick one for $10. Now, if you do want all 5, you're paying $50. You're not paying 10 for all 5. You're paying $50 because you pick which one you want. So you could do high bidder's choice, where you pick which one you want, or you could do one item at a time, or toward the end of the table, they will say, we're doing the rest of the table. At that point, whoever wins the high bid, let's again say it's $10, then you get the rest of the table.
Everything else.
Everything.
And so the type of auctions we went to were like estate sales. So someone probably, passed away, or somebody combined households got married and they sold off the stuff that was in this house, whatever. We don't care.
They're in bankruptcy. Yeah, whatever the reason.
Yeah. So we saw furniture, we saw accessories, we saw knickknacks, we saw
jewelry,
garden tools, anything you could think of, it was there.
Yeah.
And so again, you get so excited, you start wanting to win even if you don't want it.
Right. That's why you need to go with the game. You need to go with the plan, right? You need to, if possible, well, a lot of auctions have the preview on their website, a couple days before. So look at it ahead of time. If you're in this to make money and not just to have, win, then go with the plan. Do the preview a couple days ahead of time. As soon as it's available, take the time before the day of the auction to look at it as much as you can online. Now, granted, you're not going to see everything online, but try to look at it as much as you can. Go with your list to the auction of what you think you want. Research the items ahead of time of what you think you can resell and how much you think you can resell it for, and have your list. I want, whatever, this item, and the most I'm willing to pay for it is $10, and don't go above $10. Don't, okay. I have to win it. Don't go above $10. Stop.
Okay, so wait. So I hope everybody knows about those little small refrigerators that you have, like in your those little small refrigerators that you can kind of in your garage or something. I mean, they're really short. Like they probably come up to your knee or to your waist or whatever. Little small refrigerator. Jamie, how many refrigerators did you have?
I think I've got like 4 of them, or 5, 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, I did. And I sold every one of them and made profit on every one of them.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I sold one of them before we even left the auction.
Yeah. That kind of stuff, because she took a picture of it and posted it on Facebook Marketplace?
I think so.
Yeah. So it got so bad, everybody. It got so bad while we were doing it, because we're halfway through, so we got to keep going. So it got so bad because we were going to the auction almost every weekend, and we were bringing home stuff that we didn't even have room enough to put in the car. We would have to rent a U-Haul to go back, get the stuff, bring it back to the house. Now we got this whole big thing for our garages. We couldn't fit our cars in our garages because we had so much inventory of stuff. So now you got to go through an inventory every item and make yourself your own inventory, so you can say, I'm going to sell this for this amount. I got a toaster for this. I got a food processor for this. I had mattress pads, pad protectors for like 7 of those, and I had all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so whatever it is, you got to make your list so you can know how much money you're making. You got to know how much I paid for it versus how much I'm going to sell it for, and then whatever else on top of that, that's your profit. Right. So that part right there is crazy. But let's talk about some of the places that we went to how we sold our stuff.
Facebook Marketplace, that's a good place. We were in some of the Facebook auction groups. you know, they
Well,
weren't.
at first they were good.
At first they were good, but then they got to be, not so great.
And so I don't know if people know about the auction groups, but that was like little groups where you can post your stuff. And I would post, let's just say this phone. Where's the camera? I would post this phone and I would say, this is what it is. The starting bid is, $20, and then we would say it ends at 7:00 tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
And then porch pickup, meaning that once the bid closed, I would contact the winner, say it's yours, and then a porch pickup means I would put it somewhere outside my house with an envelope saying put the money in the envelope, take your stuff, and go. So we sold a lot of stuff like that. So right. we had the auction groups,
Facebook Marketplace.
We
would go to flea markets, set up at flea markets.
We did flea markets.
We had our own garage sales.
We had our own, yep. And then what was that time we went to that? We went to fair, like that church up here. Remember we went to that church and did something? It was some kind of fair or something where we rented a booth at the inside. It was an inside one
as well. Like a garage sale / flea market.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anybody that was having something and they were selling a booth, we would load up all of our stuff that we wanted to sell, and we would haul it up there with our tables, our little mats, and we put it all up.
Yeah.
And we had little stickers on everything saying how much it was and everything, because we knew people were going to nickel and dime us, saying if it was $5, they'll say, well, you take 3. No. No.
Until it got to a certain point where we just wanted to get rid of stuff. I mean, once you make your money, once you get to a certain point where you've made enough profit that you're good, then, go ahead and let that stuff go. Because now it's sitting in your garage. You're tired of it in your garage. And you probably want to go back to the auction and get more stuff. But your garage is full, so you don't need more stuff. So let that stuff go. Don't sit on it just because you're not making that extra dollar. Girl, let that stuff go. Get some more stuff or get your garage space back. Either one. Just let that stuff go. If you've already made a couple $1,000s in profit, then let that stuff go and get some more stuff.
Yeah, it's like the refrigerators, you didn't really pay a whole lot for it.
I really didn't.
You made a lot of money just on the refrigerators.
Yeah.
So you can buy something and almost make your money back that you spent on everything on just a few items. And so then the rest of the stuff is just gravy. You're just like, more money. So you're just really so when it gets towards the end, like for us, when it got to the end and we had gone to the auction 1,000,000 times, we had sold 1,000,000 times, we had, been out in the hot sun. I got my first sunburn, believe it or not, out there. Didn't understand what was happening because I was outside all day, trying to sell stuff. Once that's all done and you're like looking at just random items, I had a garage sale and I was like, I just put a sign out saying it all must go.
Take it. That's why I say let that stuff go.
So when somebody came and they were interested and they bought one thing, I was like, and they were looking at something else. I said, you want that too?
Yep. Take it.
Yep. Take it. And so finally at the end,
we already made our money.
Huh?
At that point, we had already made our money.
We had already made our money 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah.
And so don't be greedy and say, oh, no, I'm going to sell that. No,
exactly. Don't be greedy. Don't hold on to it for forever and a day. Don't be greedy and don't do it alone. It's very boring to do it alone. It's very boring. You'll get, I assume you'll get frustrated, because it is. It's boring to sit on your front lawn at a garage, trying to have a garage sale. Like, who are you going to talk to? You're sitting there by yourself all day. Do it with a friend. It's so much more fun because you can sit with a beverage while you're doing a garage sale, and it's so much more fun then. I'm not saying we had a beverage. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I don't know. Just saying. It's much more fun with a friend.
This is why you don't bring your friends on to, the live show. This is why, right there.
Anyway, my point is, do it with a friend because it'll be so much more fun. And yeah, it just makes it, and then you can talk about, the deals you did, the deals you made, and things like that.
So I'm trying to find out. I just want to make sure that we don't have any questions because we got about 10 minutes left and we're getting ready to go backtrack to the auction place. I wanted to kind of rush through it really quickly to make sure we commented and talked about everything. But if you have a question about the auctions and how to make money doing this, hey, Maria, look, that's Marty.
Maria.
If you have a question about it, please say something. Please ask, because we have done that. Even Maria has had stuff and resold it. So she was one of our I'm not going to say competitors, but business people that we saw in the marketplace as well. So so let's just go back to the auction. When I was at the auction, I almost felt like I was just like this. It was just so much stuff.
Yes.
And, you get excited because they're like, okay, $5. Do I have $5? $5.50. And then you're like, okay, $5.50. And then, somebody else says, somebody else doesn't even go up 50 cents. They're like 10. And then I'm like, okay, $10.50. Like, I just got really excited about winning. And it was crazy.
That's what I mean about, have a plan, write down the items you're interested in and how much you're willing to pay for it. And don't go above that. No matter how much you want it, don't go above that. If you're there to make money versus an item that you want for yourself, if you want an item for yourself, for your house, whatever, then maybe you'll pay a little bit more for it. But if you want an item to make money, don't go above that price, no matter what, because somebody else might be wanting it for themselves. So they're willing to pay more for it. They're willing to pay the price that you would pay to buy it. That's two different prices. A price to buy versus a price to resell is two different prices. So go with a plan and don't go because I want that item. Like, I have to win. If you have to win, then this might not be the outlet for you to make money.
Right.
Because you're going to get in that mode of, yes, because I have to win. It's probably not the right outlet for you.
And then next thing you know, you're getting your U-Haul truck the way we did.
Yeah.
And you're because we had so much stuff at one point that the sides of my garage had shelving, and they had containers that had shelves on it on both sides of my garage. And I had tables in the middle of the garage that had merchandise. There was no way. It was barely walking space in there. So there was stuff everywhere. And I was still wanting to go to the auction because I knew there was going to be something else better, another sale or whatever. And it became an obsession. But in the beginning, it's so exciting in the beginning. But then we just kind of got, what happened? We just
kind of, because we made our money. Like we said, we made our money, more than enough. And we lost interest because our garage was full. We couldn't park in it. That got annoying. Another tip I would say is try to go to the same auction so that you become a regular. So the auctioneers know you. They get to know your style. They get to know kind of the items that you're interested in. And then you don't have to be so obvious about, raising your card, you can just kind of give like a nod or a blink, so it's not as obvious and you're not like fighting for it. Like, it's just not as obvious that you want something. So somebody else isn't like constantly bidding against you.
So listen, y'all, some of y'all have saw you've seen the candelabra that I just bought, and I posted it. So I go there. It's my first time going with you there. You and Mom. Okay.
To this auction. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's my first time going. I'm over there with Jamie. This was like a couple weeks ago. And Jamie's standing there in the front. She's made her way. Like she's probably like 5 foot, I'm probably giving her some inches. But she's like the shortest person in there. And she made her way through the crowd to the front of the line. And the guy, because she goes often, she's standing there and the guy and she's like got her hands like this. She's not even like using her card. Like forget that. Like she doesn't even have it. So she
knows my number.
So the guy is looking at her and she's like, so every time he did like this, he was like, yep, okay, that's her bid. Yep. So every time he was counting, he was watching her hand. And I was like, well, and so that's what she means by being a regular. And it wasn't a big auction. So, the big auction is kind of hard to do that. But the mere fact that she had a relationship with the guy that was showing the merchandise, that she can just go, like that. And he took her bid. And I was just like, okay, well, clearly I've been missing out and I need to go back over here more.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen?
Yeah. I'm telling you, I've gotten some good deals. I got a 65-inch TV, whatever it is, but it like the TV, like if you buy it brand new, the TV will cost you probably, I don't know, like $500, $600. I got it for like $250 at this auction. You can get really good deals at an auction.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to, again, have a game plan. And, don't just buy just to buy because it's sitting there. Have a game plan and
don't know what you want.
Don't skew from the plan,
Yeah, know what you want, be specific,
right.
And know your audience, especially if you are, hey, sorry, y'all. No Guadalupe. So now I got distracted. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Girl from Texas. But yeah, don't know your audience, especially if you're going to start reselling stuff from an auction. Know what people want. Don't just randomly be out there buying, hoses for the house, the water hose and tools for the garden and stuff. If you don't have anyone that has a house and can buy that kind of stuff, stay focused, have a game plan, know what your markup could possibly be, because you don't want to buy it for the same price that you're going to sell it for, because nobody's going to pay more than what they can buy it brand new at Walmart. And
also, don't try to resell stuff that you know absolutely nothing about. Don't go in because, people let's just say Hummel, figurines. If you know nothing about them, if you don't know how to spot, a fake from a real one, or Coach purses, or, something name brand, if you know absolutely nothing about coins, stamps, don't buy it, or at least do a heck of a lot of research about these items before you just go in and start buying them, because next thing you know, you're going to buy something fake, but you thought it looked good, you thought it was real, and now you can't even resell it because it's fake.
Yeah.
So be careful on that.
That's definitely a good one. So we talked about going to the auction and getting registered. Generally, all you're going to need is your license. And then that's where they give you, your bidder's card. And that's where you write down all of your stuff. And you helps you to keep track of the things that you purchased. And towards at the end, you can, you just pile all your stuff in your car and you go. So
all your stuff.
All your stuff. So listen, that's all we have time for today. Jamie, thank you so much for coming back. We definitely got to bring you in.
For having me.
All right, see ya. So, this is always so much fun, especially when you have friends that come on. It's just so crazy and so much energy. I mean, this is how she and I talk to each other on a regular basis. So We didn't have a script. So glad to see you all here. Audrey, Quana, Maria, Guadalupe, thank you so much for joining. And those of you that are watching the replay, if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comment. We will address them and get to them for sure. We will address that. Adrian, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you. And just remember, silence creates distance, but conversations with Kim builds the village. Bye-bye.